Alright, guys. This is like my second take doing this. I, I went to dinner and it was good, but my mother decided to disturb me during it. So I did add another link in the community post that you guys can go ahead and check out. And if you guys are not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and subscribe to it. Um, so, like I said, I was very unprepared in that first stream where we were gonna do this. I remember. So I remember from that last stream we did go ahead and edit all of this together. So, um, the voiceover is done now. I'll be honest. The first one didn't go so well, but I did get coverage of the first part of this particular process. So, but like I said, I really just wanted to do this stream because it's kind of fun. So, I know it was like 30 minutes long, the last one, but I had to end so abruptly because of the issues um, with the issues with the dinner. Because my mom asked me to go to dinner, so I was gonna respect her and do that. So, but here I am now. But I do have a few assets that we can go ahead and go to during this particular stream. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I really hope you guys go ahead and answer some questions. I know it's like almost 9, but whatever, by the way. So, yeah, and I did post a new community post around an hour ago, telling you which thumbnail you liked for this particular video that I'm editing right now, thumbnail 1 or thumbnail 2, and I did pick a great title, honestly, but you won't get to see the full thing. But I will. Actually, you know what? I need to stop. From not promising these things. So, but I have it in the Switch to Thoughts folder, and this is the first one that I got. I know it looks kind of wonky because of the background, the white background, but that's how Illustrator imported it, to be honest, and didn't look too well, but I did like the design of the thumbnail and how it turned out. But this is something that I put together, and it was actually kind of nice. But forget the white background by the picture. So that's just an Illustrator problem. Because I use Illustrator for it, and I do use Photoshop for the background and all the other elements. But usually my text and everything else, I just use Illustrator for it. But here's the second one. The second one is a green background, and it has 3 of the games that were announced, and the Nintendo Switch 2, the actual Nintendo Switch 2, and Mario just thinking like in a thinking pose, and the text. But I thought one of these two would look cool. But tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on both of these, because I'll be honest. These were really great to edit together. So something of that nature. So all right. So like I said in the process, I'm gonna just put some music up here, and just so it doesn't get too boring, because I had to reuse all the things that I did in that previous stream. So why not? But yes, that's what it is. So
Do you really want to spend the rest of your life watching ads? Guys, just download Pi. It's a free Google Chrome extension.
No. Okay, there we go. So.
What are you still doing here? You still
Oh my god.
No, I'm just gonna keep showing up on your screen.
And I particularly don't want to use ad blockers because, you know, YouTube kind of hates that, but whatever, because I don't like doing ads. But anyway, yeah, so, like I said, you know, I just edited together the voiceover. It was like a last minute thing, and then I am gonna get all my B-roll, which I already have collected. So, we have a few assets to work with. So, let's see. Let's go into my Switch to Thoughts folder. And what we have here, so I'm gonna edit the titles right after, because I'm gonna do that right after. So what we got here is, what is it? Let's see. We've got this particular video. So I couldn't change the name of it, sorry. And that's like something from Mario Kart World. Great game, by the way. And then we got Diablo 4, the trailer. And let's see, I think that's all. No, I don't think I... No, right? No, okay. I don't have anything else, so anyway, that's pretty much all of it. So what we got to show here so far. So let's see, let's bring in all of this. I'm gonna edit all of these together and put them in the thing here. So we're just gonna edit all of this. So it has to go with all of the with the script that I prepared. So let's go inside here, and that's my old icon. And we're gonna go to the script, and I did have the thumbnails in a separate page. Okay, so we've done all the B-roll. We've done all the other voiceover stuff, alright? So, okay, we've done all the voiceover stuff. So we gotta get all this in order. So, so we got the consumers, Nintendo, so this debate. So we're gonna get like something of like a debate. So we're gonna go to Pixels again. And we're gonna go to the page. We go to free videos. We're gonna go to debate. Type in debate, and you know, so it's kind of just people arguing. But I want horizontal things, because well, we're gonna go ahead and find some debates where it's horizontal, because we needed to fit the video. So I think we're just gonna probably say I think we're gonna go with this one. They have 14 seconds. We'll just use this. And we'll go ahead and do this. Put in your questions while I get this going together. So, okay. Let's see. Let's just. There we go. So, okay. And then after we're gonna get the music. So, honestly, I don't know what music to use, but we're just gonna find out anyway. So I just get most of my stuff from Creator Mix. There you go. So I hope you guys didn't see that, but let's just pick a song here and we'll see what we get. So I'm gonna. I think what I want. Let me think about this for a second. So I'm thinking the type of music that we're gonna get is either not too calming, but I really want something that engages people. So maybe like an 80s retro, maybe a dreamy sort of vibe. So we'll check what the Ocean Drive has here. Not a lot of options, so I think we're just gonna click through each one. I hope I don't get copyrighted for this. So let's just choose one and see what goes on here. So let's just see what we got. We're gonna do Alone Tonight. Let's see. Okay. I like it. I really do like it. But let's see about this one, Ocean Drive. We're just gonna put it into the stream here, and to see what we get. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's go and let's go and see what we get here. I think I like Alone Tonight a little better here. So we're just gonna download this. Yeah, I like it a little better, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this. We're just gonna cut this and we're going to go all the way to Switch to Thoughts, and we're gonna paste it, and there we go. So I got my song that I wanted, and we're gonna edit some of this now. So we're gonna continue on with the music that we have here. So with the title, Animal Crossing. So okay, so what we got here is basically kind of general what we do get for footage. So my goal, I'm probably thinking all this. So let's just do knit scale to frame size, all of these. If I just scrub them together, and we'll do scale to frame size again, and there we go. That looks like scale to frame size. So what I'm particularly wanting from all this is, let's see, so let's go to the voiceover. So, and I'm gonna copy all this over to the main sequence. So we'll copy all these to the main sequence. There we go. And now what we're gonna do is correspond it with the particular things here. So it says in my script that we're gonna go ahead and ongoing battle between consumers and Nintendo. So we're gonna just add what we need. So we got what we needed here. So okay, so we're gonna just put the people waiting in the line in the B-roll section. So these files can go down here. Yeah, and it's a long convoluted process, but we're just gonna do this anyway. So we're just gonna unlink these. Let's see, unlink. There we go. And we're just gonna add this to the beginning of the video. So, okay. What we got now is footage here that we haven't even edited together yet. So I'm just putting all this together. So before the things happen. So it's kind of fun to see. Over the past 2 months, there's been lots of coverage about the Nintendo Switch. So alright, we're just gonna take that little piece and we're gonna go to Control C, and then after that, there we go. And we're going to, actually, before I get into that, okay, there we go. Unlink, and we're gonna take the audio footage out from the reaction, and we're just gonna put it in this particular video. So there we go. So when I say over the past few months, it's gonna get into this particular B-roll footage that I recorded like a few months back. But what I'm gonna do is zoom in into the actual trailer and not my face. So alright, so let's do this in the way possible. Okay. You know, people were gonna you're gonna ask that question. So, yes, I'm gonna be pre-ordering it, but I see people say, that it's hard to get. So I probably will have to wait a little bit before the switch to actually dies down of the pre-order process, which maybe would be like about a month from now, don't know, or probably a few weeks, depending. But yeah, but yeah, sure. So, um, let's see. Alright, let's see what we got. So, over the past 2 months, there's been lots of coverage about the Nintendo Switch, the hype surrounding it, the pre-orders, all that jazz. And I want to give my 2 cents as to what I think about all of this, and considering what we know so far about the Switch with the directs and the games that have been announced. Let's go and get some gameplay footage. There we go. You know what? I'm just gonna put that in here. Okay, there we go. Because I'd rather have something, play in the background. You know what? Let's just cut it from here. Because that's too. Alright. Alright, I got it. I got this. And we're just gonna put it up here. No. Okay. There we go. And we're gonna do that. There we go. Okay. Because I'm gonna be talk quite a lot for this video, because People don't want to just see that. Honestly, thank you very much for telling me. I didn't even notice that it was there. Like, thank you for telling me though, cause so that seems like pretty cool to do that. I didn't know about this. Thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate you for doing that. So, games that have been announced. I believe it's time to give my thoughts as to what I think about the Nintendo Switch and why I think things may be looking up or down for the future of the system at this point. And I know people are going to disagree. I know people are going to say things like it's too. Give my thoughts as to what I think about the Nintendo Switch. Alright. And let's see, let me start. Up or down for the future of the system at this point. Actually, I think I might just leave it the way it is. To disagree, I know people are going to say things like it's too early to make a video like this since it is quite likely that the Switch is not getting released at this point in time and it's gonna be released on June 5th. I hear you. But I wanna make my 2 cents now as I don't wanna delay this any further. Trailer. I had some mixed emotions. Let's see. But I wanna make my 2 cents now as I don't wanna delay this any further. Trailer. I had some mixed emotions. I had some mixed reactions when it came to the particular hardware of the Switch 2. Yeah, I forgot to add that. So ever since the Switch trailer, I had some doubts. I had some really doubts when it came to the system, and I really just want to say that now because I have some very strong opinions about it, and it's time that I talk about this. So, when I first look at the Direct, that I talk about this. So, when I first look at the Direct, at the Switch 2, or when I look at the first look trailer at this particular console, I think to myself, this is just an overhyped Switch Pro. And it is. It really is. Because it's supposed to be an improvement. I get that. Okay, there we go. And we're just gonna cut that part out and put that in. Thanks, man. Anyway, but hey, that's great. So, it's time that I talk about this. So, when I first look at the direct at the Switch 2, or when I look at the first look trailer at this particular console, I think to myself, this is just an overhyped Switch Pro. And it is. It really is. Because it's supposed to be an improvement. I get that. I really do get that. But when the Switch 1 had all those models. So, let me just get a picture of the Switch Pro, whatever it was. So I know I'm gonna let's do a Google search for the Switch models here, cause I probably won't find them in the stock sites, but I'm just gonna get them anyway, and so we'll just get like an image shoot from this. CF gate. Whoa. Image CF gate. I'm just gonna be using their Switch Pro, their Switch thing here. Because I probably won't find this anywhere else. Switch models. There we go. Will you get that? But when the Switch 1 had all those models, the Switch Lite, which I'm probably not gonna mention until this point, because the Switch Lite is something entirely different in and of itself. But what I'm gonna get into is the OLED model that Nintendo really boasted about back when it first released. Okay, there we go. OLED. OLED. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, because I talk about the Switch models and then I get into the Switch OLED, which I should have gotten a video, but you know what? We could do it really quick, can we? Because I really want to get some B-roll footage for the Switch OLED, because right now it's not looking pretty. But because I don't want to just use an image though. And you know, the OLED model was made to have a bigger screen, right? And it boasted about all these different features, you know, that Nintendo was gonna bring to the table. And honestly, I don't think I remember if they were gonna bring any new features to the Switch, but I may be wrong though. So please quote me on that if I get any information wrong in the video. If that was something, you know, that I completely said, that I completely just said like verbatim and didn't you know get my information right. But yeah, I always thought that the Switch OLED was marketed as like a glorified Switch Pro bigger screen, right? And it boasted about all these different features, you know, that Nintendo was gonna bring to the table. But I think when it comes to the OLED and when it comes to now the Nintendo Switch 2, where were these changes when the OLED first released? Where was voice chat? Where was the thing for online with the features in the OLED model? Where was all this that Nintendo boasted about in the Switch 2 features trailer? Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let's get something of the Switch 2, because we're gonna watch something here live, but I'm just gonna get something because of the what is it now, like the actually I don't think I can do that during the stream, can I? No. So I guess I'm just gonna have to work with what I got. So yeah, I'm just gonna add like the B-roll footage of gameplay for now, but I'm probably gonna have to come back to that. So sure. Eek. Okay. We are going to pick some gameplay from Super Mario Party Jamboree. It's a really good game, by the way. People haven't seen any gameplay. Actually, I don't know if people want me to play a Jamboree for a live stream. You know, hope you guys can get me on a live stream to that. You know, if you guys want, sure, but yeah, because that could be a given. So I'm just gonna look at what I got here. Okay. Alright. Here we are. Okay. Here we are. So I think I just recorded that really quickly during one of those days because I accidentally recorded more than I should have, but because I recorded something for school and that I didn't particularly work out so well. So, but yeah, I'm over here just using footage from like long ago. But yeah, um, I'm gonna play another song here. I'm gonna get another song, which is the B-roll, which is the another song, which is the Boss Rush. There we go. Okay, we got it, and we're gonna paste that into here. And I like this song quite a lot. More ads again.
Honestly, nothing better than.
Just play that for the very beginning. There we go. So, it's kind of a rough cut right now, but this is what I've got so far. And honestly, I think I could get this released by tomorrow if I play my cards right. And look, this could be even released like tomorrow morning if I keep at it. So, but it's getting to be quite late. But I get it. So, when it comes to the OLED, and when it comes to now the Nintendo Switch 2, where were these changes when the OLED first released? Where was voice chat? Where was the thing for online with the features in the OLED model? Where was all this that Nintendo boasted about in the Switch 2 features trailer, where they announced, the online play, the voice chat, all that stuff? Where was that? Where was that in the OLED days? Where was that? None. And considering that the OLED was made to be this big thing where it was bigger screens, bigger everything, but Nintendo chose to not give that chance to let the OLED model be an improvement from the original model of the original Nintendo Switch. Okay. Now, I'll say... Okay, now, I'll say on that front, it's really disappointing that Nintendo really have had quite a bit with this, and I'll be honest, it kind of upsets me that, Nintendo chose to, of course, do this sort of thing where, that they waited until an improvement with the Switch 2, and it's like, man, you could have done that from the get-go. You could have really done that from the get-go, but that's just how it is, And it's sad. It really is sad. Nintendo really missed the mark, really dropped big potential that could have been for the OLED model. And it's so frustrating to think about that Nintendo chose to do this to its fans at the point where, these small little changes could have been something where it could have benefited a previous model from a previous console that is probably the same thing as like a 3DS, with the 3DS family of systems, the big improvements of the 3DS, which is the 3DS XL, the 2DS, the new Nintendo 3DS, those consoles, like those are meant to be improvements. And the same thing had happened when the original Nintendo Switch came out, with these particular family consoles, Nintendo, with the Nintendo Switch Lite, the Nintendo Switch OLED model, Those are meant to be improvements to the original model of the Nintendo Switch 1. But Nintendo really just missed a big opportunity in and of itself, and it bums me out. It really frustrates me to a point where Nintendo could have done more. They really could have done more with the Switch One, and they just waited until now with the Switch Two to begin to get those changes into action. There we go. Okay. I know this may feel like what the hell is going on here? This probably isn't nothing too spectacular, but like I said, I just wanna follow like I just wanna follow the thing about this is that I don't wanna show something on stream that probably would just get me copyrighted and something like that. And of course, even though yes I do show copyrighted stuff all the time, but like to record and stuff, I don't think I don't think I could be able to do it on stream for you all. So we'll just have to go with what we got. But yeah. But yeah, that's almost all of it. Hey. Yeah, we're just recording, or actually, live streaming. So and get to begin to get those changes into action. Now, when it came to the original Nintendo Switch's title lineup for games, I really thought, that it wasn't really gonna be much. And at the beginning, it wasn't. Because, it was still much. And title lineup for begin to get those changes into action. Now, let's see here. Let's do. Well. Actually, let's just go to Switch. Let's just type in the Google search Switch. Alright. Okay, let's just get what we get for this, yeah, because we're gonna use this image for now. Gonna use these images for now. I'm gonna change them up like after this stream, because well, I really don't think I can, record while I'm streaming. So, but cause the computer I have here, I don't want to hemorrhage it too much. Okay. When it came to the original Nintendo Switch's title lineup for games, I really thought, that it wasn't really gonna be much. And at the beginning, it wasn't. Because, it was still young, it was still something that Nintendo was trying to add at the time. And, I never didn't have much. When it came to the original Nintendo Switches, let's do that. Okay. 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 So, no. Okay, there we go. So, we're just. Okay. Switch launch status. Alright. Because, it was still young, it was still something that Nintendo was trying to add at the time. And, I never didn't have much faith when it came to the Switch's one lineup of games. But during the end of the life cycle for the Nintendo Switch, the original, we got some really good games in the mix. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Mario and Luigi Brothership, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Luigi's Mansion 3, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. Games full. There we go. Switch games full. Okay. No. Alright. There we go. Switch games full. Switch's one lineup of games, but during the end of the life cycle for the Nintendo Switch, the original, we got some really good games in the mix. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Mario and Luigi Brothership, Super Mario Party Jubilee, Luigi's Mansion 3, Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, a new Pokemon game, don't know when, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, some really great titles on the mix, even some third parties. I guess maybe Street Fighter 6, I have no idea with the third party titles, I haven't checked honestly, but the lineup for the Switch 2 is looking pretty good so far, I'll say. And they got some pretty interesting picks. You know, the first party titles, they're great as always. The popular first party titles like Mario, Zelda, Pokemon are still there. Kirby even, you know, they're still there. Kirby Air Riders is looking like a good game. A new Pokemon game is great on there. Actually, yeah, alright. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna... Alright, so it's been like 30 minutes. I know I was gonna do this for longer, but like honestly it's like almost 10 PM at this point, and I'm gonna have to get even more game footage if I'm gonna edit this video in its entirety. So I'm gonna stop the stream for tonight, and you know what? I probably will edit this in my own time. So, but yeah. So if you're gonna go ahead and watch a particular stream of mine, go ahead and you know, watch the stream that is gonna go on tomorrow, which that will be a great stream, because I have quite the particular stream that I want to, you know, get at. So what we're taking a look at is Mario Tennis. So let me just pull up Mario Tennis. So we're taking a look at this. We're taking a look at the this version, the Nintendo 64 version. I hear it's a really good game. I'm not gonna take a look at the Game Boy version, but I think the N64 version is superior compared to the Game Boy version, even though, you know, it kind of was limited a little bit. So, but we're gonna take a look at that tomorrow. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. I really hope that you guys like stay tuned for that one, because honestly, it's gonna be a great stream to go ahead and do, because I have quite a bit of stuff planned for that. So let's see. Let me take a look. So if I take a look here, we're gonna go ahead and so let's see. So I'm still going live on this one, and this is the first take, which has like 4 views. But yeah. So we're gonna go into the Mario Tennis stream tomorrow at around noon. So I'm gonna have to wake up a little bit earlier than usual. So I hope everyone's cool with that. If you guys can't make it to the stream, I understand. I really do. You guys are great in every way, and you know, at this point, you know, I really am, you know, just happy that you guys are gonna be coming to the stream, are gonna come to the streams more often. And I know that, you know, this stream was like all over the place, but at the end of the day, I hope you guys, tune in and get through this. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful. So thank you very much, and yeah. So I'm gonna end off the stream now. I know this wasn't really much, and I know this is supposed to be something like really special. So anyway, I'm getting out of here. So thank you very much for tuning in, and just coming in and hanging out.